I'm Graham Bisley. I run an architectural practice, Pruitt Bisley Architects, with my partner Robert Pruitt. I also write for Building Design magazine, and I do building studies, reviews, and a working detail feature which aims to explain the construction of a recently completed innovative building. I started doing them in 2004, and I've done over 100 of these studies. Architecture in Detail collates 40 of those into a book form. There's a follow-up to a first volume that came out in 2007. It features buildings from small house refurbishments right up to major public buildings.
Who should buy Architecture in Detail 2, and how will the book help them in their day-to-day work?
Well, hopefully it's very useful to any architect or architecture student, but the drawings try to bring together the structural and services issues of buildings as well, so I think it could be very useful to people from other disciplines, as it kind of shows how those things integrate with the architecture. All the projects we feature have something innovative about them. They've all used new materials or materials in innovative ways, or they're pushing low carbon construction. So I think they're, for anyone trying to do their own building project, your knowledge is very hard won, and mistakes can be very costly, so anything you can learn from the knowledge of others is really crucial. I think the book really offers the opportunity to see how other people have found solutions to similar problems, and things that you shouldn't copy, but you can learn from how that they've employed materials and what results they've achieved.
What is your favourite case study featured in the book, and why?
Well, apart from the two of my office's projects, obviously, I'd probably choose one of an office building in the City of London, number 1 Coleman Street. And it's not necessarily my favourite building architecturally, but I think it made a really good drawing because there was a lot of prefabrication in it, so the drawing was able to show a lot of recognisable components coming together in a three-dimensional way, and also the building's very repetitive. Each bay is slightly different, but the principles remain the same, so within one drawing you really can capture the spirit of the whole building.
And in summary, what are the key benefits of the book that make it stand out from the crowd?
Well, I try to do drawings which really capture the essence of a building and tie together the architectural intent with the construction and the practicalities which you have to employ to achieve that. And so the drawings try to be very clear in terms of drawing three-dimensional components. And a lot of detail books are just two-dimensional and they're just black and white, but I think using the three-dimensional drawings and the colour, you really kind of appreciate the pieces of a building going together, because construction is very much an assembly of three-dimensional objects. So I hope the drawings really get that sense across, and therefore make it easier to understand from people perhaps with not much experience, just starting out their careers, or students. In Volume 2 also, I think there's a particular emphasis on low-carbon construction, which is something as an office we're very keen on, and we've done a few quite innovative projects. So I've tried to talk about that a lot in the introduction, but also the projects featured. Some of them are new, some of them are refurbishments, and particularly there's one our office did of a Victorian house, of what we do about the 10 million houses out there which are kind of leaking energy, and it's already well a few people building eco-houses, but what do you do about the existing housing stock, which is becoming a really big issue. So I think we're it's right at the cutting edge of trying to disseminate that sort of information, and there are no easy answers for these things, so the more case studies we can assemble and information can get out there, the better.